PolipedeWorks here, coming at you once again with chapter 1079 of One Piece, entitled The Red-Haired Pirates and Emperor's Crew. And we don't have a cover page this week, but we have a cover art this week of Luffy watering some sunflowers, but instead he's watering a lion. We see a happy little frog, and we see a sun, whom is Prometheus. You can't tell me it isn't. Yeah. Also, there's a video about Prometheus on the channel now, so make sure to watch that. I'll put a little diddly-do in the title card up in the corner. Also, Luffy is wearing a sunflower shirt, which reminds me of the Dressrosa days when he posed as Lucy, and then later Sabo posed as Lucy. But yeah, let's get on to our chapter. And we have Best Girl York explaining to the Seraphim her plan. Basically, she told S-Snake to freeze her in front of everybody, so they won't expect that she is the culprit. And she thought that this would devolve into a whodunit mystery. And she also tells us that she has no battle prowess because she says to S-Bear, S-Shark, S-Hawk, and S-Snake that if she is found out, she will not be able to fight back. So she's entrusting the Seraphim with her safety so she is not caught. And then we get this really cute scene where she's like posing as a doting mother in front of S-Snake, saying, S-Snake, I want you to freeze me in front of everyone and then free me when no one's looking. And then S-Snake gives her a cute little thumbs up. I find that adorable. And now we see S-Snake's fire is on. We did not see that when she had her little tiff with Lilith and Usopp. And then York says, and one more thing, there's an area of the lab that I don't want you to damage. And then she gets cut off. And then we see S-Snake flying off using her hover boots. And I assume this is still York talking, saying, okay, let the hunt begin. And out we see everyone on Egghead for these ships trying to get out of there. And we see some PX Model 3 Pacifistas. And then we zoom all the way out from Egghead and we see a familiar raft bearing the flag of Blackbeard. So Blackbeard is on his way to Egghead. Perhaps not Blackbeard specifically, maybe like Kuzan or Van Augur, or perhaps one of the guys we haven't seen yet, like Avala Pizarro, or maybe even Sanwan Wolf is paddling the boat up to Egghead, who's to say? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We pan back to Warland, Elbaf in the New World. Kid and Law are looking out at some very funny characters who are associated with Shanks. We have Captain of the Puddle Pirates, Padded Toe Girotini, and he's a frog guy. He's great. And he says, I won't ribbit myself. You're not going to see him, so just hop off. That's gold. That's absolute gold. I guess this is his crew talking about him. Trust the captain to get tongue-tied, because that's another frog pun. That's great. Oh, that's so good. And then we have head of the Social Club Pirates, Grave Tooth Fugar. And I guess he's called Grave Tooth because his dentures are falling out of his mouth and he is old. He says he speaks the tooth. These guys are amazing. Someone says, Gramps, your dentures. I like his Jolly Roger on his hat too. That's very cool because it's like a toothless, it's a toothless skull with swords for crossbones. That's very good. That's very good. Oh man, that's good. Okay, and then we have Princess of the Bourgeoisie Pirates, Panicky Peruru, and she says, "You icky pleb, I hate your guts." Wow, you're so bold, Princess, her crew says. And she's adorable. She's got little hearts all over her hat. I love her. She's great. Shanks has some very funny fellows. Also, zooming out, there is a bat-themed pirate crew, because we see this bat-themed boat. So I wonder, are there bat Zoans out there, or is this just like a theme? We'll find out if they're important. Kid is like, who are these jokers? Are they really with red hair? Kid informs him that some of these guys have some high bounties, so don't let his guard down. Kid reinforms him like, don't worry, I never pull my punches. We go back to the shore, and Shanks is getting ready to leave. All his doting followers can't get enough of him, and he makes fun of this old lady. She needs to take care of herself because the only enemy she needs to worry about is Father Time. Fantastic. So Shanks is talking to Usopp and Lucky Roo. He is well aware that Kid is not to be trifled with because he is a man worth 3 billion berries. Hongo tosses Shanks a dossier of Kid's history. Shanks reads up on him. He finds out that he's from the South Blue. He finds out about all his rampages that he's been doing since he started his pirate career. And Kid asks a killer back on their ship how many ships are there. And Killer informs him there are 9. He prepares the awakening that he used against Big Mom, which we all know as Damn Punk, which is the railgun. Shanks, actually using his future sight, sees how much destruction Kid is capable of, and he jumps into action. Ben Beckman teasing him, saying that you might have seen a grim future then. So Shanks leaps off his boat, asks Brocky and Dory to cover him. Kid is surprised that Red Hair just appears suddenly. Like I said in the Rocks the Buggy video, Shanks is a LARPer. He LARPs Roger because the first name attack we've ever had Shanks do in the series for over 25 years of this story going on, his first named attack is called Divine Departure, the same attack that Roger performed on Odin way back in the Odin flashback. Coincidentally, that too was Roger's first named attack in the series, and he too has been here since chapter 1 for over 25 years. So yeah, it's very interesting that both of these guys have been in the story since chapter 1, and they both use the same attack. Shanks is a Roger Lopper. You can't convince me otherwise. He's role-playing as Roger. Anyway, he destroys the railgun. Damn Punk is completely obliterated, gone, kaput. And we know this attack has some Conqueror's coding to it because some of Kid's boys are knocked out from the residual hockey coming off this attack. There's a big explosion on the Victoria Punk. Kid is knocked out, as well as Killer, because he was trying to back him up. We see a bit of Killer's face, but we don't get like a clear view of it. What's very interesting is that his forehead is still covered up, which leads into another theory that we'll get into perhaps in another video. And Shanks looks down upon the defeated captain and his presumably first mate, though we don't have confirmation on that, with utter disdain. He and Wire they job real hard, and they give up the poneglyph rubbings to Shanks. Shanks skedaddles after getting the poneglyph rubbings, while the little bitey girl and the one goth guy, who I think is a triplet, are looking off into the horizon ominously while atop the figurehead of the Victoria Punk, saying, wait, something's happening on the island. Froggy and Dory rev up, and they slaughter the Victoria Punk. Split it down the middle like a hot knife through a sandwich. Oh no. Okay. Why is this terrible? I'll tell you why this is terrible. If you recall, back in SBS 104, the SBS before the one that just came out recently, we learned of the importance of the Victoria Punk. And it's very much like Luffy with his Going Merry. The Victoria Punk is named after a childhood friend of Kid and Killer's, who was killed by criminals back on their home island. Therefore, when they set off to sea with Wire and Heat, they named their ship after her. And all those dreams and that memory has been split into here. With a beautiful panel, by the way, because it's the same attack that Dory and Brocky used on the giant goldfish way back in the old garden. But wow, that's something. That's so sad. I feel so bad for Kid because this is rough. This is so mean. I understand what he was intending to do. I get it. But geez, man. And the reason why it hits so hard, because I think he might be the only one that we get a detailed explanation of what his ship means to him and the crew. So, especially like the core crew as well, because it's him, Killer, Wire, and Heat. The core crew care about this ship because this ship comes from their hometown and it's connected to somebody that presumably all of them knew. We know that at least Killer and Kid knew her. So it's just sad that the ship meets its end in such a gruesome fashion. And all the kid pirates just fall into the ocean. And it's so bad that we see that the figurehead of the ship is going down first. It's a gruesome scene. Do I think Kid or anyone is dead from this? No. No. I think this might be an interesting character development point for Kid because he got smacked down after beating a Yonko, presumably back on Wano. So this could be a good character developing moment for him. And no doubt he's going to be a main character when we get to Elbaf. Yeah, this is rough. Also, I like to point out that sort of rewinding back to the start, York said that she is doing this plan because the government wants to eliminate her as well because she's a Vegapunk. That's why the CP0 was sent to the island in the first place. This also shows that she is competent. And even though the other Vegapunks seem to take advantage of her, just like I said in so many videos before, she is competent and she is knowledgeable just like the rest of them. So if she doesn't die in this arc, what I can see happening is that she'll be the Vegapunk replacement for Caesar and Judge's Neomads. I can see that happening. But with that being said, we are on break next week. So that sucks, but I think Golden Week is coming up fairly soon. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. If you like stuff like this, please feel free to check out my YouTube channel, PolipedeWorks. And if you like what you see, I would appreciate your subscription. Thank you so much. See you next time.